so you understand every little bit of minutia that goes into this expert game of Dota 2. So go ahead and lay it on the line. What's going to happen? Who's going to win?
Dota tournament? I was here for the CSGO tournament.
Oh, no.
All right, I'll improvise. What was the question? Who's going to win?
Yeah.
I mean.
And how are they going to win?
This is a tough game. I actually liked Tundra's draft until the Storm pick, but the Storm pick, it did him dirty.
I do not understand this Storm pick. As somebody who used to cast with somebody who would obsess about Storm Spirit and what made a good and bad Storm Spirit game, I feel like I don't see it necessarily.
You're talking about Kyle with his Yules, right?
Kyle would always he kept going on and on about Storm Spirit and would shut up about it. Yeah, so I am pretty curious about that as well.
I mean, it's Storm into basically no real stuns. And I feel like when you get Storm in these games, I mean, I don't know about everybody else out there who's been playing pubs this patch, but these last pick Spirit heroes on mid, they're annoying as hell. You don't have stuns. They just have absolutely free roam. They pretty much, if they can get to the 6 first, then they guarantee the power runes. Once they get power runes, they can make rotations. Once you start making rotations, you break open side lanes. Then all of a sudden, you're winning wisdom rune battles, you're snowballing. All these early objectives just start going your way when you have a mid hero who can rotate. And that's my kind of issue with mid Timbersaw. I think the hero does his job. I think he lanes very well, beats a lot of heroes, offers you a crap ton of damage. But does he contest these rune rotations and the pressure that, for example, Nisha can output in this game pretty early, like 8 to 15 minutes, he can get active. He can start creating action on the map. It's kind of a slow, clunky build-up lineup from Tundra. Sure, that mid-game with Darkseer Void is incredibly strong, but are you going to get there on even footing? I feel like Liquid is a little favored here if Nisha can just start going ham.
Yeah. And I also like, one thing I like about the Storm Spirit is I feel like they really didn't need much else besides just like a strong initiation to fights.
Yep.
Because you, like, as soon as you have that initial, like, we want to kill this guy, you get that disable on him, Storm Spirit doesn't need to put out the damage. The Sven's going to come in and boom, 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 kill that hero. If they, spot the Faceless Void out of position, or if they can kill the Darkseer at the start of the fight.
He is a Sven.
Yeah.
Let's lower that.
What's wrong with Sven?
Let's lower the expectations a little.
Oh, you don't like Sven, huh?
Well, I don't know if Sven likes me. Tell all reason.
Okay, all right. Well,
I think Sven... The good thing about Sven in this lineup, I think, is because of the Storm last pick, there's not too much pressure on him to just carry the fights with his damage alone.
Sure.
Like, let's say Mickey goes in, gets a good stun, like bursts one target. That's probably enough for Liquid to win the fight off. And I think these games Sven suffers are when he has to kill 4 to 5 heroes in a fight. It just at some point goes wrong. You get stunned, and then your hero disappears from the game.
I mean, they do have some pretty nice... Ooh, that was a well-timed bash, but it looks like top lane is where our first blood is going to be as Soxa ends up falling to Zai. They do actually trade out as Mickey does end up falling in this bottom lane.
That's a really nice pick up bottom for Tundra. I'm sure they wish they got the first blood earlier.
Yeah.
Going to be giving Soxa a chat after this game about that one, but Zai will indeed pick it up on the Magnus. I mean, how do you stop Mag on lane? It's such a hard hero to outlane right now. He has solid nukes, incredibly good base damage, can build the early sustain items. And then I think we're going to see a lot of Bat and Techies for the same reason. I think Bat Rider and Techies are the 2 supports right now that you cannot beat on lane. You can go even, but you cannot beat them.
There's surely got to be some matchups.
And they're against each other, so I guess they are both going to lose the lane.
Okay. Well, they both could win, too.
That's how that works, right?
I mean, sure, okay, the one thing I have some problem with that is there's got to be some matchups that Bat Rider just takes advantage, or the opponent of Bat Rider just takes advantage of the free stick charges you get.
You don't get stick charges, though, because he doesn't level Napalm.
Yeah, that's true. But if he doesn't have that, like, constant impact.
By the way, isn't this kind of egregious in the realm of Dota history that we have a Bat Rider who doesn't level Napalm? I mean... Nobody's with me on this one. Like, this is not acceptable. I'm just gonna say it because
why not? Isn't part of Dota being able to have different variations of builds throughout different metas? And
I mean, it's like if they had an axe without an axe.
Well, that's probably gonna be happening soon. Battle Hunger Axe with no.
Yeah, just get rid of Culling Blade. Call it Culling Fist, and we'll be done. Mickey's going to get backed again. This dueling for Tundra has been getting some good early work done. they get a bash, it's a kill.
He tried to get the blood grenade to slow him down, but the charge does manage to close the distance. Looks like Insania's going to fight to the death and does manage to get the kill on Immersion before he falls inevitably. But the damage is still kind of done. Mickey is very low on resources right now, and 33 has got to be pretty happy with where his lane's at.
Oh, you are always happy in a Darkseer lane if the Darkseer is surviving and you're trading kills because you're getting all that XP. You are boosting yourself up for that mid game, putting yourself in decent position here. His net worth isn't even looking too bad, despite having the lowest CS on the board.
And you probably killed the one hero that almost like enjoys dying because he can do things like he just did now where he TPs to the mid lane, fills up the bottle. He's not even gone for the lane that long because he does this. Charges across the map and is always a threat. I'm a big fan of Spirit Breaker right now. I think this hero, both core and support, is pretty damn powerful.
Oh, he's really strong. You have to think about this hero in your draft. If you get it later like Tundra did, where there's not a lot of dispels, no tornadoes, no purges, nothing like this to deal with bulldoze in the fights, he just has free reign. And he becomes an absolute menace. He gets a crap ton of farm. He can start shoving waves. He lets you control the map a lot better. That is something that Liquid's lineup does not really deal with here. I mean, you can never deal with everything in a draft. But I do feel like Immersion has a pretty damn good Spirit Breaker game here. He has the Darkseer to buff him up as well. He's their big stun, so he has to have a good game in order for them to potentially lock down Nisha at some point, who is almost level 6. This is the window you can punish him. It's not going to be much longer. They're going to try with the charge.
Ooh, that was close call. Jeez, Nisha. He may not be expecting this one, though. Double pops on it right next to the tier 2 tower. Nisha backing away, but Malrine will cut him down with a final whirling death. Does trade out Immersion, but he dies after Nisha's death, so no harm, no foul, no experience being given away. Looks like Boxy's going to go for it here. Stockton turns around. Oh, nice use of the shockwave. That force movement stops the Techie's blow up. And Skeeter, well, Skeeter's going to get skewered over and he's going to die as well. He tried way too hard to get the kill on Boxy and ends up forfeiting his own life in the process.
I mean, some would say tried hard. Some would say, where was the bash? Where was the bash, Cap?
Well, you try too hard to make RNG happen. Oh, a regen rune for Nisha? Well,
he's still not 6, though.
Yeah, that is actually a bit of a problem. Nice use of the flame break there. These force movement spells are going to be pretty potent against the Spirit Breaker. You actually got Timber Saw as well.
Yeah, that's something to think about. Shockwave, Skewer, Flame Break, Sven Stun, Sleep. There's a lot of just random stuns that can go out in these fights and stop Tundra supports from chaining these kills.
Yeah.
Just makes it even tougher. I mean, this is a rough laney phase for Skeeter. This is what can happen on Faceless Void. Liquid basically had choice of matchup here. They could have put the Mag mid. Not what they would have preferred, but they're happy with this Mag versus Void matchup. That Mag just dominates with the higher base damage. They're just continuing to put the pressure on. I mean, normally you try and bail this out, but who's going to bail it out? It's pretty much only if Malrine wants to TP up here.
That flame break, definitely, I think it would have gotten the kill if it bounced him backwards, but instead, Boxy's going to be the one to die here as the rotation comes out from Malrine, but to be honest, didn't even need it. In fact, doesn't even get to be a part of the kill.
This is the trade-off that Tundra have to think about. Okay, you want to rotate your Timber to these side lanes. You're giving space for Storm mid. Nisha has that regen. He's pushing in mid. He's getting soul XP here. He can make the rotation.
Fortunately, Timber Saw's able to get back and limits some of the damage, but the Siege Wagon still did some serious work. Oh, nice little stack here. I will say the one thing about Storm Spirit, not a whole lot of stuns to catch him out, but also I do think it is hard for him to kill opposing heroes solo. Outside of the Faceless Void, I think all of those heroes are innately tanky and quite good against Storm Spirit when it comes to just surviving against him. Even Techies has magic resistant talent, and Storm Spirit requires right-clicking very often to be able to get the last bit of damage done, which Techies has Taser for.
And Boxy is just in no man's land. This is the downside of support bat, by the way. It's why I much rather have the Techies. I think Techies is, again, Techies bat, my two strongest laners right now, but I think Techies mid-game transition is way better than the support bat riders.
Yeah.
I think with support bat, either you're getting super fast 6, and maybe you can make some play happen on Lasso, but otherwise I think you're farming mostly. You're just building auras. That's your give back, because your spells don't really do anything.
They just go for it, man. They really want to punish this guy. Chronosphere, they get a blast off on the side of it, but the sheer rotations of Tundra to make sure that Zai doesn't get to punish poor old Skeeter here as much as he has been.
I mean, this is the correct play. You do not want to let your Faceless Void just get forced off this lane, this tower, die, and he has nowhere to go. You have to bring this Timber Saw up here. Liquid just are hoping that they get a trade somewhere else. They also come up here, don't even get the return. I mean, Tundra getting something out of this Faceless Void lane, a hero that will always win you that late game if you can get there.
Spotting Skeeter. Soxa, not sure what he could do to stop this. Time Walk goes over. Oh, the charge on through! Oh, what a perfect timing there for Immersion to catch Nisha as he tried to go for the assassination on a Skeeter, and it's just going to be a massacre. As soon as the Storm is dead, Maureen is able to just run everybody else down. It looks like they're going to get 4 kills out of this one as the skewer back still brings 2 heroes with them, unable to get away. Ultra kill for Maureen.
Oh my god, what a disgusting charge. Nisha just didn't see it. The trees destroying him there. What an angle. He gets double bash as well on the end to clean up the other 2 kills. I mean, sometimes you're just feeling the breaker, man. This hero is it's a pure intuition hero. People like to say Spear Breaker's low skill. People like to say Spear Breaker's a 1-button hero. You know what I say to them?
What?
He's a 2-button hero.
Wow.
Charge and bash.
Are you just spamming the E button all the time when you play Spear Breaker?
I mean, okay,
just trying to activate it?
I'm serious. The good Spear Breakers, they know when a bash is coming. They feel it. They channel it. They channel the energy of the.
I mean, you can also approximate the RNG, right, by hitting.
No, it's pure feel, man. Tom.
Yeah, okay. If you hit 4 times in a row and don't get a bash, you're pretty certain that you're going to be getting a bash in the next, like, 3 hits.
Cap, some things in life are not about math, man. It's about the spirituality, you know? You have to connect with the Spear Breaker universe and just, you got to feel that bash coming and you got to channel it and land it properly.
Well, I guess we just have different approaches to playing Spirit Breaker.
That's why one of us wins with it and the other does not. And this is what Boxy's been relegated to. This is the issue with the support Batrider. When that lane transition does not go your way, you fall behind on levels, you have to just jungle with Firefly. And if you join a fight right now, what are you contributing? Level 1 Flame Break that does like 75 damage? You're pretty much useless right now if you're Boxy. So you have to start maybe cutting waves, create some pressure somewhere, but that's where the Breaker hurts you because the Breaker just eliminates a lot of that wrap potential.
How did they win that team fight, by the way, and they're not up more than 1,000 gold?
I mean,
they got an ultra kill.
Yeah, but it's all on Maureen. Right? It's all in the Timber right now. I mean, he is incredibly fat, but the Void still had a very rough laning phase, and all of Liquid's cores have been farming the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, Nisha went up there and died, but Nisha also pretty much had an empty lane past those few units because of the Timber rotations. It's hard to build leads against really good teams in the early game. They're always finding something. They're always getting the trade-offs. You also have to consider Liquid they have a Bane. Bane is a pretty slow early game hero that also builds up on top of this Magnus lineup. So this is going to be probably a very long game for both teams that are gearing up for it, and it's just a question.
Oh, what a timing from Soxa! Baits out the rune. Unfortunately, the sleep came in and stopped Maureen from delivering the damage needed to kill Nisha, but that was still a very cool play.
I mean, the timings are going to have to be on here because of all those cancels we talked about. So far, they have been there.
I mean, charges and blast-offs, like, you don't have the best things to be able to control Storm Spirit, but Tundra is making it work.
And this game continues like this at a certain point. You're just going to have so much net worth on the Timber and the Darkseer. Like you said, is Storm going to be able to cut through it?
Yeah.
This is a lineup that can become incredibly tanky very fast because the Darkseer is going to have fast auras on top of those 3 tanky heroes in the Breaker, the Timber, and the Techies.
And where is the follow-up damage? And what, like, sure,
yes,
once the Sven gets big, right, then that's fine. But it's not like these supports provide a ton of damage to follow it up.
No, you got to combine your cores.
You got to throw some serious ults around like this. I mean, that initiation had to be followed up with an RP in order to kill a Faceless Void.
It's still a very big kill to get. This is Midas Faceless Void. You're going to continue to shut down his progress. At some point, Skeeter will want to move to the triangle and bottom area rotation. But that has to kind of sync up with Tundra willing to fight with the other 4 heroes here.
Oh, speaking of triangle, check out the Radiant one. Blink and you missed it, it's already gone. Just the dead corpses of all the ancients. So Mickey gets even bigger. Look at all the camps they've stacked. I mean, there's your answer to how Liquid is keeping this an even game.
That was a lot of dead Thunderhides. Yeah. Dead Thunderhide for
it's like
every dead North American team I've seen over the years. It's just a graveyard of careers. I mean, you got to start flaming NA day one, right? I mean,
yeah, you got to set the expectation.
I mean, if there's one thing that makes me think of NA Dota, it's two European powerhouses going at each other right here. That is, that's
NA just randomly catching strays for no reason.
Exactly. There's nothing that brings it out of all of us as Baki.
I mean, you got 2 North American coaches. There you go.
That is true, actually. Yeah, that is something to think about. AUI and Blitz, very veteran NA players here, leading these Europeans with that great American leadership.
Yes. Those who cannot teach.
Well,
those who cannot teach, commentate. So glad to have you here, Avery.
I think that was uncalled for.
Yeah, maybe like your shots against NA, uncalled for.
No, those are pretty called for.
7-11, Tundra on the hunt for a fight right now, but not able to again lock down some of these heroes. It's an issue, especially if you're starting the fight during daytime. Maybe there's some ward vision.
I mean, this is that group up with the Darkseer Aura timing. This is your early Crimson Guard. They gain a huge amount of the mag and the spend damage. Even some of the Storm in the fight. They do have some magic hybrid, but it's not a lot to push through this right now. That's why Tundra are looking for the 4-on-4, the 4-on-5, that Skeeter can come in and join after the fact. That Chrono is just going to clean up the fight if it happens in that type of sequence. They know Timber's the strongest hero on the map right now. He is 8-0. Incredible start from Maureen at this tournament for this team. But you got to be able to find this momentum. And right now, like you said, lack of stuns.
Boxy, that is bold.
That is very
running
bold.
Back into this fight and immediately dies for it. They do manage to get the Fiend's Grip on the Timber Saw, but a tanky hero that will not die fast enough. Insania is going to be left behind. I mean, Liquid having a totally wrong idea of what was going on here. I mean, we have full vision and everything, but we're talking about how Tundra wants a team fight right now. When they miss that initiation, it's not time for you to turn around. It's time for you to go farm somewhere else.
Yeah, there's no way Liquid want to be taking these skirmishes unless all of their cores are ready to join, because that's where all the damage is. Your supports are not offering you anything in terms of these core pickoffs. So it has to be a conjunction of all the cores, including Zai's damage.
Zai realizing a bit too late that he is being charged. They had vision on him.
No ult here. He's pretty tanky. Liquid are going to bring in the support.
RP immediately afterwards, but Saksa could come in to be able to stop both of them with the vacuum. Combo City here. Maureen picks up both the kills, too. Beyond godlike.
10-0. Yo, what are with stand-ins on these teams, man? They're just popping off. They're going to try and get the turnaround.
They're going for the techies. That's the initiation you want out of this in a 3 versus 4. Okay. They're going to get punished for this one. Flame breaks, trying to stop Maureen, but Maureen just keeps on trucking.
You cannot stop the Timber train right now that is running through you with this
going for more.
Death.
He's saying, you know what? Your supports, no damage, so we're going to keep chasing.
This is Spirit Breaker Dota, my brother. The spirits are alive and they're being broken. There is no stopping. It is only forwards.
I just cannot believe that they trying to go for this. Again, another time where Liquid is going for a turnaround skirmish when they don't have everybody there.
Yeah, they need everybody there. They do not have damage to punch through the tankiness right now, and the Whirling Deaths are destroying them. You have double strength core here. It's so much goddamn damage, even in these open areas.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Max and Feeble, which has been lowering the cast range on a lot of these, but, I mean, lowering a Spirit Breaker old cast range is not doing you much right now. The Timber Chain is annoying, but when he's just getting surged at you, it's kind of counteracting that a bit too.
Yeah.
Allring has help to just close the gap and shred you. This lineup is disgusting in the mid game right now, and Tundra hitting their strides. That early game punish, not enough from Liquid on the lanes. And they are feeling the pain right now as even Skeeter starts to get involved. And this is the terrifying part about Tundra's lineup. They have a lot of lane shove between the Darkseer and the Timber. The Breaker's going to pick you off. You know Sox is going to be farming. And the whole time this is happening, oh yeah, there's a Faceless Void somewhere.
Nightmare to stop him. Nisha bouncing back and forth.
The Cobalt. Run. Run, son.
Cobalt would be mowed down. Meanwhile, Mickey's in some trouble. Skeeter. He still has the Chronosphere ready to use, so as the heroes come in, oh, he didn't quite get Nisha, but Nisha is going to be gone by both the Spear Breaker and the Techies once again. The control is somehow there. The blast off and charges are working against this Storm Spirit to a degree that I feel like maybe it just shouldn't, but by God, Tundra's doing it.
I mean, this is looking like an early morning match for Liquid. I don't know. Yeah. They're giving some coffee or something. It's just not in sync. the jumps are not there. And meanwhile, immersion and Maureen came to play, I'll tell you that much. They're destroying this game.
Got something to prove, that's for sure. I mean, we have both Immersion and Maureen. I mean, this is a debut for them on this squad to stand in that, you know, like, especially I think Maureen, a lot of potential there, but maybe just hasn't been able to see it through just yet. Because he's like constantly so high on the MMR list.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, he's basically a rank 1 player, right?
Yeah.
And I think we've seen a lot of those come into the scene. Like, if you're looking at Watson, if you're looking at Mickey, these guys come in. Where are you going to get your break if you're ranked 1 and these teams aren't willing to take the chance on you? Well, it's when you're standing in.
Yeah.
If you're saying, hey, I just went in and destroyed a top 3 European team in the world, look at the stats, son.
It's going to look, it's going to be a whole lot more enticing than, you know, how you did on Fantastic 5 or Namiga Gaming, right?
Sure. At least you have something to go to some of these captains with, you know, hold your head high.
Sure.
Because you know they probably flamed you in pubs, you know.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's just kind of the way. Trying to play for the runes, and it's still grabbed by Immersion in time. Shrugging off all of those disables pretty quickly. And Nisha's going to have to make a long zip away and probably TP out with the way they have so much control over here of the map. Maybe not the best stuns and things, but they can just constantly run back and forth through the map trying to find you.
And Maureen just went second item Ags here. So he is absolutely unkillable in this game. He has Pipe and Crimson behind him. He has 3,000 HP plus that Ags activation that they don't have a Dispel for. Again, lack of Dispel here for Liquid is going to open this up along with all of the Darksteel spells, all of the Bulldoze coming out from the Spirit Breaker. There's a lot you wish you had Dispel for in this lineup that hurts you in these mid-game fights.
Yeah, where's the Yule's Storm Spirit, you know? You almost kind of want something like that, even though nobody goes that build anymore.
And it's still on the ground. They didn't pick it up, so
that's true.
Not going to have it for this game, and they're not going to have the Tormentor either.
Going to be taken and given to the Techies.
Okay, Shark.
Another thing I like about this axe for Timbersaw, it protects his beyond godlike streak that he has right now. So he is a big old piggy bag full of gold.
Yeah, but it caps to 10.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, but if he never dies, he never gives that gold to them. Also, I was the one who told you to cap to 10.
So?
You just turn it back around on me in these casts? Like, nobody listened to the other cast, so now I'm going to teach cap things.
I mean, I assume no one listens to you.
Yeah, you think they're all just tuning in for Avery?
Never know. Anything's possible.
Smoke across, 8,000 net worth lead for Tundra. As, yeah, and Liquid looking not so great, and Tundra looking pretty damn stellar. Again, I feel like these supports are having such a high impact. Flame Break comes through. Boxy is still going to be stopped, though, by the ultimate.
Yeah, there's Blink on 33 right now. So you get caught in these engagements. That Blink back comes through with the Techie stun. I mean, even if your Storm gets out, that fight's over. There's way too much damage to be done if you get clumped here on Liquid. And at the same time, you got to be looking for these RPs. You have Blink Harpoon on Zai. This is the Mag's time to shine.
Got him again! Blast off vacuum.
What is happening?
Okay.
Can't catch a break.
Insania's going to be run down. Not that I think he contributes a whole lot in these team fights, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, but they still need him, right? I mean, you just need the grip. You need the damage.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're waiting. The BKB is closing in for Mickey. I think that's the last stand for Liquid. You got to get a, BKB, RP, just, cleave through 3 or 4 heroes. Yeah. That's your only way to turn this game around.
It's not going to get easy. The late game is insane here for Tundra. That is where the Faceless Void shines for them. He's just the insurance in the bank right now. This hero is an incredibly good matchup for Sven in most of the history of Dota. I mean...
Why is that?
Just Chrono.
Okay.
Right? Void is also one of those... He's an anti-character.
I feel like that answer could literally apply to any hero in Dota, but thank you, Avery.
That's why
is Faceless Void so good against Storm Shield? Just Chrono him.
Oh, okay. I'll turn it around. I mean, why is Faceless Void so good late game? Because most heroes can't deal with Chronosphere. It's a hard spell to deal with.
Okay, I would argue that Sven, surely, like, Sven is a pretty tanky hero. He has, you know, his,
yeah, but the problem is your jump just gets turned around, your BKB gets wasted. Sven is too dependent on his initial jump, his BKB, and his ult.
Okay.
And when you just waste it around with time dilation, with Chrono, the fight becomes impossible. I also think Faceless Void gets to a point where Sven cannot jump and burst him. It's very difficult, unless you have the better vision. And, like, you need 5 slots plus a Bloodborne or something. Or some hexes, right? The Void just gets extremely tanky. You can get a backtrack talent. You can get double Chrono with a Refresher Shard.
Oh, yeah. If you get to level 25 and
so
one of the, like, the 5 crucial hits
Yeah.
you get in a team fight gets backtracked, then, you know.
It's a very tough matchup for Sven. And generally, Sven won't beat other carries unless he's ahead anyway, which Mickey has just not been this game.
There's Uriel Scepter.
Oh, yeah. Did eventually get it. I mean, they need it for this breaker going in. There's no other control. Way too tanky. This is a question for Liquid. I mean, who do you want to find? Who do you want to jump? It's got to be 33. They're going to run into him, but not fast enough. I feel like you have to find Darkseer. Or start getting some skewers.
Nice.
Are you killing him here?
Skewer back. If he gets off the Aghanim Scepter, it's all over. Yeah, they can't go for that kill anymore. Oh, and what a vacuum again by 33. The RP has to go out, but look at the Sven. He doesn't do anything to these guys. GG, they're done. They're out.
Yeah, that is... you took a couple swings there in the 4-man RP and said, oh,